Today on Making It in Manufacturing Spotlight Series, I'm live at the ISPE GAMP UK Conference. I'm joined by Thana Subramanian, who is the GAMP Global Steering Committee co-chair. So welcome to the podcast. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
As someone who has had 15 years within the ISPE and GAMP community, I wanted to chat through a little bit about what it means, what it is from your perspective. So I guess to start with, can you just share with our listeners what ISPE is?
Yes, so ISPE is the usual acronym within the pharmaceutical industry. We have many of those. So it's the International Society of Pharmaceutical Engineering. It's a global non-for-profit organisation. It's a professional association, so it's a membership-driven organisation. There's about 20,000 members globally, and it is a global organisation. And it brings together the industry around pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, medical devices industries together. It's really around advancing how we make pharmaceutical drugs or medical devices across the industry and trying to improve, I suppose, the quality of drugs being delivered to patients to make sure they're safe and efficacious at the end of the day as well. So it's very much driven from a science-based perspective and industry-driven knowledge perspective as well. So it's a great community to actually be part of.
And do you need to be invited to it, or is it?
No, you can. It's basically volunteer driven. So anybody who's willing to spend a bit of time volunteering their own time will actually get involved, and you can apply for the membership through the website ispe.org, and just assign yourself a particular area of expertise and join up with lots of different community of practices. Which is, one of the advantages of ISPE at the end of the day.
So now being more specific to why we're here in sunny-ish Billingham, in the northeast of England today, for the GAMP, one of the annual conferences this year. So can you just explain a little bit about the GAMP specific?
Sure. So GAMP is one of those community of practices that we mentioned. So ISPE has a number of different community of practices. GAMP is probably one of the oldest ones that has existed. Interestingly, it used to be an acronym. It used to be a good automated manufacturing practice. That's where it all started from, essentially. But now we've dropped that acronym. So GAMP is a term in its own right. And it's essentially reflecting all of the different processes and practices associated to computerized systems and making sure that they are fit for purpose at the end of the day. So there is very much a promotion of a risk-based approach to the validation of computerized systems, whether they be on the shop floor, a process control system, the laboratory systems, or even up at the enterprise level. So it could be an ERP system, it could be a LIMS system. So all those sort of kind of global type of systems, as well as infrastructure. So, everything's driven by infrastructure at the end of the day. So platform, qualification and validation activities are also part and parcel of GAMP.
So as this started off as volunteers, I guess, is GAMP and these things, is it all just run and improves over time from people sharing their knowledge and improving certain things, or is it governed by the FDA and EMA in terms of regulatory? How's the link there with everything?
So the bit about the history of GAMP, I suppose, is really the regulators were starting to inspect the pharmaceutical industry around computerized systems. So the industry wasn't really mature enough to provide the responses to those regulatory inspections. So I think GAMP was really initiated with that thought in mind of improving the knowledge of the industry around computerized systems validation. And it was really kicked off back in 1991.
Okay, wow.
So quite a long time ago. And that was driven from inspections at the time. So the idea was starting to develop the first draft guidance of GAMP was a supplier's guide. And that was, I think the draft was generated in 1993. And the final version was actually issued in 1994. So that was GAMP version 1. Yeah. We are now currently on GAMP version 5, second edition. So over the number of years, over 30 plus years, you can see that, we've gone from GAMP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now second edition. All of those reflecting the current changes, the different approaches from a technology perspective as well. So if you think IT has evolved from, PLCs, controller systems, all the way up to, cloud-based and AI systems, GAMP has kept in line with all of that technology.
And how is it recognised within an FDA or EMA type?
Yep, so every guidance document that's produced through ISPE and through GAMP they invite the regulatory bodies to comment on those. So there's a specific requirement to get input from the FDA or EMA or MHRA to provide their valuable input into those and shaping those guidance. So there's a lot of time, the acknowledgement page for the GAMP guides and good practice guides actually have the regulators listed in there as well.
Yeah. So it's a really good way for businesses and SMEs within the industry to follow what is the good practice, from the regulators, and getting a number of different people's inputs and knowledge, which I think is a huge benefit of being part of it.
Just as an example, I think the PICS guidance that was produced, so the Pharmaceutical Inspection Scheme guidance, which is recognised by the regulatory inspectors themselves, did actually reference GAMP. So the regulators are actually recognising that GAMP is a good practice guide, a good guidance from an industry perspective as well.
What are some of the main benefits to being a part of ISPE as well as the GAMP community?
There are different things. Obviously, it's a professional association, so the idea is that you will get a network of people to connect with, which is always great from, a new person coming into the industry, just being able to bounce ideas off another person, another colleague, maybe not even in the same company, and certainly will be in the same field of expertise. They can actually get that through being part of the GAMP community in particular. I think that's one of the key things. There's obviously guidance material that's published, and you can either contribute or you can just use that as a guidance for your day-to-day job as well. There's lots of opportunities like forums, conferences, where you can network and obviously get more connections through people from a face-to-face perspective. But also there's lots of hot topics at these conferences and forums where, in fact, regulatory bodies also present. I think in the last one that I attended, which was the Pharma 4.0 conference in Barcelona, we had Ib Odstrop from the EMA present on Annex 11 draft revision, the new Annex 22 and Chapter 4 revision as well.
Yeah, so huge benefit of getting the latest knowledge, experiences out there to help with your day-to-day. And I suppose zoning in on what we're here for, I guess, of the GAMP. So can you just talk me through the objective over the next sort of day and a half of the conference here in the UK?
So in terms of GAMP structure, maybe I'll start with that. So we have a global GAMP steering committee, which obviously provides some governance across globally. And then we have a couple of regions. There's the North America or Americas region, and then we have the European region. And then within each of those regions, we have local community of practices for GAMP as well. And this is the UK community of practice. One of the positive things I've been involved in GAMP UK now over 15 years and still want to be involved and still come along to these forums, which we've been holding 2 forums every year. And it's an opportunity for folks to come and talk about different topics, but also gain knowledge on those different topics as well as network. Now, tomorrow's event is really quite exciting. We've got topics around AI, ML, also agile, as well as disaster recovery and data integrity. So, and digital validation, which is also a new hot topic, which is coming through.
There's a lot to fit in tomorrow.
There's a lot to fit in tomorrow. And what's really good about the forum is it's not just a lecture, it's actually engagement. So the steering committee work really hard to make sure that there is a sense of taking something away and being involved in the GAMP UK steering committee is really making sure that we pass on that knowledge, that we've got experts within not just the steering committee, but we've got connections across the whole of the UK and Ireland to actually bring in actually a whole of Europe. We've actually had visitors. In fact, we are going to have speakers from Poland tomorrow.
Basel as well.
Basel as well. So we're going to have a truly European flavour of speakers and knowledge across the industry, providing input into the topics that we're going to cover tomorrow.
Brilliant. And looking ahead for the rest of the year, is there any key things that you're excited about, looking forward to, you would like to mention?
Well, tomorrow I think we'll be doing the UK launch of the new Good Practice Guide on Process Control Systems, which one of my colleagues, who's the chair, was a co-author and lead of that particular guide, Hilary. We will also be having a number of different other guides or good practice guides actually being issued over, I'd say, probably between now and the next 24 months, let's say. So there's going to be one on risk-based testing. There's going to be one on laboratory systems. These are all revisions of existing guides. There is going to be a new one on AI and ML as a good practice guide. So that's a child document under a guide. So we have GAMP 5 as the main guide, and then we have good practice guides, which are specific topics under those as well. I think the other good practice guide, which is being revised, is around infrastructure as well. So that will be also produced.
Yeah. And for anyone looking to get involved or learn more, if they're listening to this and want to help out as a volunteer, who should they reach out to? Where should they go?
So if you're based in the UK, then you can reach out to the chair, Hilary. So that's one way of doing that. We have a UK affiliate. If you become an ISPE member, you'll get the opportunity to be part of the UK affiliate, and you can put down GAMP as a specific topic area. If you want to reach out to me, then you're more than happy to reach out to me if you want to get involved. And then, just keep plugging away and get involved. I think that's the key thing, because it's a volunteer-driven organisation. I think the key thing is really to be involved.
Yeah, not amazing. Thank you for giving me a little bit of a history lesson on the whole thing, which is good to know. And I'm looking forward to this evening and tomorrow, and I hope everything fits in the agenda and everything runs smoothly.
Thank you very much.